Making it out of the hood is no easy feat, and usually goes wrong for those who try to take the easiest path possible. Gang involvement, banging on blocks, and flashing down rivals with guns seems to many like an easy way to get respect and make money, but often recycles the gangsters through the toxic cycle that had kept them in the hood in the very first place. Which is why, if someone can make it out of the hood with legitimate success, they should not go back or risk becoming a victim of their past.
So now, if y'all don't know already, this video is gonna be about the Rondo number 9 and the Cdai situation that got them 40, 50 years in prison because they wanted to be the gangsters. You see what I'm saying? And fast forward, they big homie Lil Durk is in the same situation.
But some people do not value the gifts they are given. A rapper from Chicago named Rondo Numbanine was on the come up in the 2010s, rapping alongside Lupe Fiasco and Lil Durk at just 17. He had a video with 12 million hits. The lane was wide open for him to build a real, lasting career like Chief Keef. And then at 4 in the morning on February 22nd, 2014, he got out of a car on the south side and shot an innocent man 7 times. Rondo has been living within the prison system for over a decade, and the entire thing was not just avoidable, but completely unnecessary.
Literally. Like, they went to
Clint
jail
Massey was born.
This is why I be trying to tell y'all, like, these street niggas be slow and they just goofies, bro. They don't know. They just a bunch of dumbass short yellow bus kids with no eyebrows with a gun. Just want to go do something, for motherfuckers don't know what to do. They just out here doing shit.
Born on February 18th, 1997, on Chicago's South Side. His parents split when he was 2 years old, and he was raised by his mother until he was expelled from school as a teenager, at which point he moved in with his father. He started recording music in 2011 under the name Rondo Numbanine, and within a couple of years, he had a legitimate presence within the Chicago drill scene, the same wave that was producing Chief Keef, Lil Durk, Fredo Santana, and G Herbo. Rondo was affiliated with Lil Durk's Only the Family label, and was close with a rapper named L.A. Capone, one of the most promising young voices coming out of that whole era. Their song Play for Keeps was racking up millions of streams. Then in 2013, Rondo linked up with Lupe Fiasco for a remix called Life of a Savage that got him an official music video and real mainstream attention. His song Taliban hit 12 million views on YouTube. Despite his upbringing, by all accounts, Rondo was doing quite well for himself. But Rondo was still deep in the streets, and like most of the young drill artists coming out of Chicago at that time, his music and his actual life were not two separate things.
Y'all always ask me to show y'all exactly how to get rich on YouTube, so I made a full-blown course. It's not complete yet, but you can order it right now. There's 5 hours of content in it right now. It'll be like 12 or 15 hour full course once it's done. It'll be done by April 1st, all right? So click the link in the description, get your course, and start learning how to really get rich on YouTube. I'm not just no one-hit wonder type guy. No, I have more than 40 channels that make me hundreds of thousands of dollars all together every single month. Like, I'm checking straight bags off of this, just sitting in my crib, recording, making videos. So if you want to learn exactly how I do it, I'm showing you how to clip farm, how to edit, how to upload, how to make thumbnails, how to develop your character, how to make shorts, how to make clips, right? I'm giving you every piece of every single type of strategy that you will ever need to get rich on YouTube. So click that link. It's not a super cheap course, but it ain't expensive. It's only $150. And if you use the code MACMULA, you could get 20% off of that $150. So go get you some money.
Right. He, like Lil Durk, was affiliated with the Black Disciples, and L.A. Capone, his closest collaborator, was shot and killed, leaving a recording studio on September 26, 2013. Capone was just 18 at the time. The block was already wild going into 2014. On the night of February 21st, Rondo and a man named Courtney Ely, who went by the rap name Cdai and was affiliated with the O Block 600 Black Disciples, went to a party at 39th Street and Wentworth Avenue in the Wentworth Gardens housing project. At some point during the night, a woman in their entourage named Caprice Johns got into an argument with another group of women. While that argument was happening, someone fired a gun into the air multiple times, not at anyone specifically, just into the air, apparently to break up the noise. Nobody got hit, but Rondo and Cdai had already left the party with another woman named Takia Herbert before this happened. A man in the remaining group named Jermonte Carpenter, a rapper who went by the title Tay Capone or Tay 600, called Rondo and Cdai on speakerphone to tell them about the shots. Johns and the others left the party, drove to a nearby Wendy's, and linked up with Rondo, Cdai, and a third man known as D-Rose. They loaded into 3 cars and drove back toward Wentworth Gardens. According to Johns at trial, the plan was to find whoever had fired the shots and deal with it. So, in the early hours of February 22nd, 2014, they were 3 cars deep, rolling back through Wentworth Gardens, looking for the person who had fired those shots at the party.
That don't even make sense. How y'all come back looking for a nigga who I don't know who he is?
They had no confirmed target. They didn't know who the shooter was,
so
what they looked like,
doing?
or where exactly to find them. Ailey was 19 at the time and had been released from jail just 2 weeks earlier on a probation violation from a prior robbery case, meaning he shouldn't have even been hanging with these people.
Exactly.
They were out there anyway, hunting for someone they couldn't identify, in the dark, at 4 in the morning, over something that really didn't concern them. At around 3:55 in the morning, the convoy reached the 3700 block of South Princeton Avenue, just a few blocks from what was then the U.S. Cellular Field. There was a car parked on the...
This over there, right? The White Sox Stadium. So the White Sox Stadium is like in the hood, if y'all didn't know. Like,
block with a man sitting inside. That man was Javan Boyd, a 28-year-old Southside native who was out in the middle of the night because he was working. Boyd was a friend of Murdertown 39, a rival set to Rondo's, and was a cousin of L.A. Capone's killer, but he himself was not involved in crime and had gone straight after being released from prison years earlier. Boyd had a day job as a food packer in Woodridge, and about a month earlier, he had picked up a second gig driving for a service called Pershing Dispatch. He was parked on that block waiting to pick up a woman named LaToya Adams, who had called for a cab from her mother's place in Wentworth Gardens. D-Rose started walking toward Boyd's car, but then turned and ran back to one of the other vehicles.
They probably recognized him if he was really the cousin of the person who killed L.A. Capone. They might have recognized him, but it seemed like they was just out. Like, this is what I be telling y'all about niggas, bro. Like, niggas would just be in the streets and they'll just come up with a reason to do some street because they think that that's what they got to do to make them a real nigga. So it's like y'all looking for a ghost. Y'all pull back to the hood to find a nigga that shot in the air. He didn't shoot nobody. You don't even know who the shooter is. Y'all pulling up 3 cars deep looking for something. If you 9 times out of 10, gang, you go looking for something, you gonna find it. For you go looking for trouble, you gonna find it, gang. You know what I'm saying? So you out here looking for something. You see a nigga that you kind of recognize a little bit that might be connected to an op or something. You like, man, fuck, we already out here. We already set our mind on doing something. We just finna kill this nigga. A random cab driver.
As the situation unfolded, Rondo and Ailey went to the passenger side of Boyd's car. According to eyewitness testimony, Boyd's car actually started to back up at that point, like he sensed what was coming, but he hit a parked car behind him. Rondo and Ailey then opened the passenger door and opened fire.
That's crazy,
Boyd was shot 7 times and slumped over in his seat. He had never seen either of them before in his life. He had no involvement in whatever happened at that party. He was a taxi driver waiting in a parked car to drive a woman home.
But he was
on the wrong block at the wrong time. After the shooting, Rondo and Ailey...
And I'm supposed to say, what I'm supposed to say? Free them? I'm not supposed to wish jail on them either. They out here killing random cab drivers for no reason because they just want to do something. But I ain't supposed to wish jail on them? I'm supposed to say free Cdai and free Rondo? No, nigga, lock y'all, keep y'all dumb ass in prison, gang. Come out at y'all 40, 50 year sentence like they sentenced y'all to. And maybe then y'all learned y'all lesson.
And back to the red car, and the convoy drove away.
I don't feel bad for
Ailey was heard telling people afterwards that he had asked the victim if he was from over here, meaning that specific part of Wentworth Gardens where the party had been. And when the man said yes, Ailey said it was man down. Boyd was rushed to Stroger Hospital and died from his wounds. Neither of these guys were strangers to the criminal justice system before any of this happened. Courtney Ailey had been convicted of felony robbery in 2012 at just 17 years old and was sentenced to 2 years of probation. These niggas was on bait car?
Oh, these little motherfuckers was slow. Cdai, LA, D-Rose, and Tate 600 on bait car. They was actually on, this is real? They was on bait car?
Criminal justice system. Before any of this happened. Courtney Ailey had been convicted of felony robbery in 2012 at just 17 years old and was sentenced to 2 years of probation. He violated that probation not once but twice, and it was the second violation that had him sitting in jail in early 2014. He got out just 2 weeks before the night he and Rondo went back to Wentworth Gardens. As for Rondo, by the time he was arrested for Boyd's murder at 17 years old, sources close to the case alleged he had already been involved in multiple shootings and at least 2 other murders before he ever turned 19. Just a few weeks before the night Javan Boyd was killed, Rondo had already been flagged by Chicago police. In January 2014, the Crime Control Strategies Deployment Operations Center, a Chicago PD PD Gang Intelligence Unit published an official safety bulletin warning that 2 rival gang factions on the south side were believed to be in possession of a rocket launcher. Rondo's mugshot was included in that bulletin alongside the warning, with officers noting that photos had surfaced on his social media showing him straight up flexing with the launcher. The evidence was overwhelming from the jump. The Chicago Housing Authority had surveillance cameras in the area, and the whole thing was caught on video, from start to finish. Ely's fingerprint was recovered from the passenger side window of Boyd's car. If it couldn't get any worse, Ely had also dropped his iPhone at the scene when he fled and was actually driven back to the area afterward to try to retrieve it, but police had already cordoned it off. He went out on a hit and took his iPhone with him, but dropped it at the...
Y'all killed the nigga with your iPhone on you. No gloves, no mask, no nothing. Put your hand all on the window and shit. Like, boy, y'all little niggas is slow. Stupid. This was my homie, nigga. You think I'm finna be paying for your lawyer? No, I'm not paying for your lawyer, bro. Why am I paying for a lawyer? He's a lawyer, not a fucking magician. What the hell? You got it on camera, you got eyewitnesses, you got your fingerprints there, and you dropped your phone. Why would I pay my hard-earned money for a lawyer for your dumb ass, knowing you gonna go to prison anyway? Stupid.
Legit, the only thing left for him would be to just say, I did it. The worst part was that this wasn't his first time dropping his phone at a scene. The same phone he used to tweet at his ops and admit to crimes on Twitter. Both Rondo and Ely were identical. The same phone.
FYB Kobe. Oh yeah, I was about to kill you. You ran like a bitch. All them construction workers was watching. What?
He used to tweet.
You see? This is not nothing new. These niggas been snitching on themselves. This 2013, bro.
At his ops and admit to crimes.
When you kill somebody, that shit feel like, oh my God.
On Twitter. Both Rondo and Ely were identified by eyewitnesses, including Johns and Herbert, who were both in the convoy and watched the shooting happen. Rondo was arrested in early March 2014 and charged with first-degree murder. He was just 17 years old. His bail was set at $2 million. Ely was arrested shortly after and held without bail. The trial took more than 2 years to get going because prosecutors kept having trouble getting their witnesses to show up. Rondo's attorney, David Hill, told the Chicago Tribune that his client had been demanding a trial for months. When the case finally went to a jury in early 2016, the outcome wasn't in question for long. Both Rondo and Ely were convicted of first-degree murder in March 2016. They had been sitting in Cook County Jail for over 2 years by that point, a jail infamous for holding pretrial inmates for unrealistic periods. In May 2016, Judge Vincent Goggins sentenced Courtney Ely to 38 years in prison. In July 2016, the same judge sentenced Clint Massey to 39 years. Rondo was just 19 years old when he was sentenced. Under the terms of his sentence, he won't be eligible for release until he is well into his 50s, somewhere around the year 2053 at the earliest if he earns good time credit. He has maintained his innocence.
He maintained his innocence my whole ass cheek.
Man. Around the year 2053 at the earliest.
They say I'm supposed to come home when I'm 56. I'm trying to come home this year. Shit coming together for me. It's a fight. My lawyer on it, though. I appreciate everyone staying down. Your lawyer ain't getting paid no more. Dirk locked up, too. Maybe y'all can link up in the same prison and reminisce about, oh no, he in the Fed, so that probably won't happen. Y'all in the state. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all, it might not be no OTF reunion up in there, man, you know? Sad. But this is what happened when you try to be a gangster, though. Why you trying to come home? That's the only thing I never got. You a gangster. You a big stone cold savage gangster killer. Why you trying to come home? Why you want to come home? No, you don't need to come home. You want to be a gangster. You want to be a killer, right? Stay in jail then.
If he earns good time credit. He has maintained his innocence and filed appeals. None of them have succeeded. Javan Boyd's cousin Lakeisha Odom told reporters that he beat all the odds that life threw at him and that he had a story to tell that nobody was ever going to get to hear now. Clint Massey was chasing clout that night and clipped a guy in front of a bunch of girls to prove something to the streets. He has been in prison for the last decade, and although his tweets show him keeping his head up high, getting a degree, and working out,
these niggas be so delusional too. I told you they gonna always make jail sound cool as hell. Nigga, Rondo #9, he tweeted this in 2014. He has already been in jail like 12 years. He got like 30 more years on his sentence or some shit like that. He said 10 years later in the joint, eating good. That was you know he was lying when he said that. Talking about eat good. Boy, shut the fuck up. Talking about eat good. Bologna sandwiches and hot fries. And honey buns is not eating good, folks. Do your homework. Lawyer still on payroll.
Barely.
Bear, where are you getting money from? How's your lawyer on payroll, nigga? You're in prison. You ain't working no job. This nigga is crazy, bro. Currently working on getting my associate's degree. I don't be fucking around. Oh, Lord have mercy.
He and Cdai have both been trying aggressively to get released on any technicality they can. Because at the end of the day, as tough as you are in the streets, where you can tote clips and move freely, no one is tough enough to handle 40 years in a cage being told what to do, what to eat, and how long to sleep every day.
Exactly. But y'all wanted to be tough, though. Y'all wanted to be tough, so go be tough. We shouldn't. Why do y'all complain about being in prison? After you was such a gangster, you ain't give a fuck about nothing in the streets. You killing people in front of girls. You killing people on camera. You taking pictures with rocket launchers and bazookas. You riding around here killing people, tweeting about it, dissing your ops. All you tough as hell until you get to prison. Now you ain't tough no more. Now you ain't tough enough to do 40 years. What happened? Now you want to get out. Now you got your lawyer. Now you trying to file appeals. No, go sit your ass in there. Keep your head high and be tough for 40 years straight every day. I don't want to see no crying. I don't want to see no free number 9. I don't want to see none of that. Go be the gangster you wanted to be this whole time. You should be, you tough as nails, right? You the biggest gangster in the world. Cool. Go in there, catch some more bodies then. You don't give a fuck, remember? Yeah, go in there, catch some more bodies. Get a life sentence then. Who cares? Fuck it. You tough.
Into your 60s.
Goofy. This is goofy, bro.